Bam! I think it's working.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, it's working. For some reason I can't hear you.
Either of us or
Your
just
mouth's
JM?
moving, but I can't hear you.
I guess that means both of us.
I guess that means both of us. Yeah, I can hear you.
Of course you can. Dude, you can't tell me this music ain't freaking awesome now. Can you hear it?
I hear nothing except voices.
Oh,
I hear no
man.
music.
Oh, the music's so good. I'll tell you guys later.
Oh, sure.
It's the background music. It's DMCA approved, so I can't get in trouble. I promise I can't get copyrighted.
There we go. That's all that matters.
All right. The little fan. Hey, buddy. Welcome to episode 16. Ugh. Feel old.
Wow.
You're not tired of this?
I mean,
did the first drive now? It's old enough to drive.
I mean, did the first 8 of these even count, though?
Probably not.
The Dream Theater did. I don't want to discuss it. That is the Metallica one. Those counted.
1 and 2 counted, but
1 and 2 counted. But now,
I mean, I wasn't a part of those, but okay.
But we have Mr. Sullivan and Miss Hard right there, and
Little Ridley,
Mr. Ridley, and me, this guy, right here,
right there.
Oof, Dimmu Borgir. See, I can say the name. Don't tell me about saying the albums. I'm not good. I can say the name. I can.
Yeah, some of them are. That's why I just went with the first word.
Dimmu Borgir. You gotta have that. You know.
That's why I went with the first word of the album, because I was like, the rest of it, I'm not gonna.
That works.
Shameless promotion with my brother and his lures. Man, I'll tell you what, that dude, that store, I called him yesterday on his day off. Hey man, what you doing? Dude, I gotta make like tons of orders right now. I gotta go back up to the store. They're selling out left and right. It's like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, man, you're not gonna believe this either. Do you remember a guy named Hicks? I was like, yeah, his name's Mike Hicks. Why? He's like, dude, he's back in town. I haven't seen him in 20 years. And he started buying my brother's bait out of the store he lives in Westmoreland. I haven't seen him in 20 years, and he's out there just buying the lures. My brother went out there to go talk to him. I was like, I used to get ripped. Whatever. I'm PG a little bit. Dude, we used to get so messed up. He used to come over to the house, and my brother said he saw the last name. He's like, man, I know that last name. I'm like, yeah, of course you do. It's nobody has my last name. You know what I mean? If you do, email me, because they're probably taking my name and they're using it for bad things. I don't like that.
Does he make lures for like all kinds of fishing, or is it a specific kind of fishing? Is it for like tuna fishing or like deep sea or
whatever
river?
I don't know. Whatever you
He'll
need,
make custom orders. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So down here, he does a lot of water, like open water lakes and ponds and everything, but he does make some deep, like sinking ones for like catfishing and everything. I don't think he makes like mahis and like tuna and like ocean stuff. He doesn't. That's a lot of craftsman stuff. He makes the worms basically.
Okay.
So I talked to him the other day.
It's more of like a freshwater kind of.
Yeah.
Freshwater fishing. Right on.
And I'm like, dude, how much are those molds? He's like, dude, they're like $150. I was like, hang on. I said, you're buying how many molds? He's like, I got about 20. I said, get the fuck out of here, dude. He's like, that's the way it is, man. They're aluminum, so they're easy to pour and everything. He makes them at his house like all the time. He has a whole deck of just like colors, and he made some for my daughter, just like sparkly and they're purple and like Pink and all that. So my daughter was ecstatic. She was like, "Oh my god!" So it's pretty cool. I've seen him do it. I'm like, you need mass production, but whatever.
But then you don't get that touch of, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? The something touch. Individual touch. The
It's hands-on approach. It's not mass marketed through
like
machinery.
it's individualized. It's
Yeah, I can go with that word.
None of these are the words I want. It'll come up probably in the middle.
You gotta go like this, like this. Yes. Like this. All right.
Handcrafted.
Handcrafted. There you go. American made.
American made.
America.
Fuck yeah.
The most patriotic song ever written.
Walmart, yeah.
No.
Fuck yeah. Okay, we're getting off.
We're derailing early. It's only 6 minutes in.
With doing this show, we have the opportunity. Whatever's on YouTube, we can show a video and watch anything we want on this show. You know that. So there could be even one day we could watch a concert of a band. If it's on YouTube, it's already DMCA approved, because if not, it would have been copyrighted. So you're allowed to.
Huh. Interesting.
Well,
people, anybody listening, that might happen. Might be something out of the blue. Just saying. But let's get into this. We got 9 albums to go, dating back from 92.
I have 95.
95, that's right. Yeah. I think they got together in 92, but the first album was 95. Yeah. So I'll go first today.
Oh, why not?
Fuck it. Well, if
That's
I get one, I can.
Well, now we've gone into the rated R version of the show. You've used all your F-bombs for the
Yeah, we get a limited 12.
Oh my goodness.
What do we got here? If I'm not mistaken, that is puritanical and you son of a bitch.
Puritanical euphoric misanthropia.
2000. That's not the cover that I have for it. But
I was gonna say that's not the cover I had either.
That's what I had on my Apple Music, so I kind of just took it from there.
Apple.
2001. Apple. Ooh, Hey, call it as you will. I didn't mind this album, especially coming from in 2001. I gave it an 8. I enjoyed it. The big thing I noticed about what?
Just her face. Her face already.
I'm guessing it's going to be a little different.
No. I'm just your verbiage confuses me. I didn't mind it. Yeah, you're like, I didn't mind it. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
That's just those two things don't match to me.
Well,
I didn't mind it. It's 5 out of 10.
Hey, if I gave it 8 out of 10, I'll probably throw the lawnmower. So
makes no sense. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
So what I noticed a lot when we got to this album, the synth, they're look. Dimmu Borgir is kind of like a cake, a black metal cake, right? You got the blast beats, you got the guitars, you got the vocals, encased in Satan's icing. You know what I mean? The problem is when you start throwing in synthesizers and orchestra and stuff like that, you're putting too much in the cake, right? For me personally. That's why I said I didn't mind this album because since, and I wrote this, first thing, the synths take a back seat. And I was very happy about that. I understand you got to use synths. It's just something about the black metal. They want it to be this big thing and, whatever. Sometimes it's too much. Um, I did like the vocals, how it kind of they incorporated the clean parts a little bit more too with how he sounds. He sounds great. I think he's every album, except the early stuff a little bit. Up to a certain point, a lot of albums he sounds the same. Like you can't even tell. The big thing that I liked about this album, and this is me maybe being what's the word I'm looking for? I fly the flag of thrash metal. I liked how they you went from black metal to blast beats, and they were doing a lot of thrash. I'm like, oh, what a fresh air. You know what I mean? It just opens up their sound so much for me. I guess that's why I gave it an 8. It was almost a 7, and when they started the thrash, I was like, oh yeah, I can. Fuck yeah. So I gave it an 8 because of that.
I gave it an 8 as well.
See?
I also gave it an 8.
Did you?
I did.
Wow. This was the first. This album had a lot of firsts with it. That was the first album that they had with Nick Barker from Cradle of Filth.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Who he is, and I didn't know they were from like England. They're an English band.
Yeah, they're European.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew they were European. I figured they were just in that Denmark, Norway, Sweden area, just because reasons. So it's the first one with him. It's the first one that they did with an orchestra, obviously with all the orchestrations and everything. And I think the vocals. This was also they were like sampled, like the clean vocals were sampled, if you will.
Hey, what's up, firefighter? Sorry. Good. Somebody in chat.
No, it's all good. It's all good, man. That's what we're here for.
He's from Texas, man. He's a cool dude. I've seen him a lot, like doing the games, whatever. Firefighter, man. Thank you for showing up.
Right on, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up. That's awesome.
Because two bands.
After the album before this one, that tour, they kind of fired the guy that did the clean vocals.
Oh. What a dickhead. See, I like when you're going behind the scenes too. It gives it a little bit more. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I really liked that Fear and Wonder, just the opening. It was very like that opening track is just very.
Oh, yeah.
Love the opening track.
Very epic, and of course the Twisted Sister cover, "Burn in Hell." I mean, come on.
Yeah,
How can you not love that song?
Did I hear like the guitar actually following the drums in a fair bit of this?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really kind of cool.
I feel like there may have been
like that's not something you, or at least not something I hear.
Not usually.
Frequently.
No.
I feel like I heard some sweep picking going on in there too, but
you notice the playing ability kind of. I feel like every album, their playing ability always got better to a certain point where they're just like kind of plateaued. This is that another. I don't want to give away my list or anything, but I always rate their best album to every album. When I think one album is like almost a 10, everything else kind of falls in place. Okay, how's it ranked to it? And this one, I believe, was actually close to my favorite. It's probably my second favorite one because
this one was the first one of theirs that I had heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was because the guy at Guitar Center, however many years ago that was, that I was talking to. He's like, "Oh, dude, you got to hear this drummer in this band, Dimmu Borgir or whatever." And I was like, "Okay," because I was still in my fresh box at that time. So I'm like, he's like, "Check this out." I'm like, "Wow, that's pretty amazing." And then that's when I got a little crash course in how triggers work, and I was like, "Oh, well."
Nick Barker, man,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I put in, I enjoyed it a lot. This is, like I said, about my second, third favorite. It's hard to decide which one it is. So
it is hard to decide because of a lot of the album are similar.
A little bit. I always believe when you start a band up to a certain point, you have variety, and then you hit a certain point, and you're like, am I listening to this album or that album? You know, I notice a lot of these bands are 20 plus years, you know.
Yeah.
That's the way it happens. All right.
Yeah. That was.
Who's next?
John.
I'll
go.
I saw that.
I'll go. I saw her do it, and I was like, you know what?
I saw it.
I can do it. I don't mind.
I'm noticing our numbers are getting kind of like almost we're in one mindset. I really, this is going to be interesting because
I don't know how long it's going to last.
I don't know how long it's going to last. This will probably, that will be the only one.
Oh, you get Death Cult. Ha, I can say
Death Cult Armageddon.
This is where I found Dimmu Borgir. This one.
So I don't have a lot of notes on this one, other than it's like a continuation from Puritanical.
I know that too.
I feel like it had like a bigger, like kind of like an epic feel to it though.
Yep.
And it just I felt like there were more audio samples this time around.
I can wholeheartedly agree. Can we say this is their album that put them on the map?
I'll allow it.
I feel like it was because I feel like the opening or the one of their songs was made. What show? Viva La Bam.
Yeah, it's the opening track, right? The Serpentine.
Yeah, that was like
no. Serpentine Offering is in Sorte Diabli.
Oh, I like that song. But
one of their songs is sampled in a show, and that's where I got to know them. I was like, oh man, this sounds pretty fucking awesome. So, what did you think?
Yeah.
Oh, Shannon. Hold on. Well, John, what did you give it? What did you
give it? An 8. I gave it an 8.
Okay. Shannon?
8 out of 5.
Okay.
I have one note. Whole album. And one note. And no, I have uninteresting, nothing stood out.
I gave it a 7. I did feel when it went from Britannica to Death Cult, it was a different engineering of the music. It did get this grand, epic, like big sound. I was like, huh, well,
yeah.
The playability, Nick Barker, Jesus Christ,
that dude.
That was the highlight of the album for me. Just hearing him. Side note. If anybody's listening that's a Nick Barker fan, he is sick right now. Donate. I think he has cancer. He has an indigo or something like that. So please donate. Whatever.
Yeah, so, he's in like 8 other bands too. So.
I know. I did enjoy the singing a little bit more. I feel like he was more I like singers that can hold something, a growl or a yell, and you can understand what he's saying. It gives it more of a I don't need a decoder, like a voice decoder or like subtitles of knowing what the hell you're saying. Listen, bands, fucking do better.
Just do better, guys.
Just do better. But I did give it a 7. I maybe would have been better. The synths and the orchestras are too fucking much. It's too much. This is where, for me, they kind of it was more than what the album should have been. You know,
it was a little bit overkill.
A little bit,
maybe.
I'm okay putting it as a lawnmower. I gave it a 7. I can say lawnmower. How do you feel?
Yeah. It was. I mean,
you might say probably like an
Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel like it's definitely in the lawnmower category, as
lawnmower.
I feel like I was probably mowing the lawn when I was listening to it.
So I feel like you're always mowing your lawn. Are you that guy? Are you that 80-year-old man that's just always out mowing his lawn every day?
No, I mow. Look, I mow it here. I mow it once a week. It's just that's when I have the most time to listen to this stuff because I haven't figured out the radio in my work trucks yet. So
how long does it take you to cut your grass?
Usually about an hour and.
I mean, you have a pretty sizable yard.
It's about an hour,
that's
hour
2
and
hours
10.
worth. That's
about an hour 10, and then because I'm too lazy to like rake the grass, I'll take the leaf blower and just kind of blow the stuff around.
So adds in a little bit more, sure.
That adds about another 30 minutes.
That's about an hour and a half. You can do all. Yeah. That's 2 hours
then,
worth there.
Then the weed whacking, that's another 20 minutes ish. So
damn.
He doesn't like it either.
Yeah. He's not a fan of yard work.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Anybody is.
just wait till he's got 4 acres to putz with.
Take you 2 days.
I'll do it in 1.
Where are you getting 4 acres from?
Well, I guess to be fair, there's not 4 usable acres of land.
There's a lot of trees we got to cut down, Sonny.
Yeah, a lot of trees.
Ooh, you are going to get in maybe. I like how it just ended in brown darkness.
Ooh.
Shannon, if you please. Brown darkness.
Okay. So this is their 3rd album. Yes. Came right after Stormblast.
Yes.
I thought that their songs were very long. Like you could feel that they were long. Or I felt like they were long. I did not like their transitions between songs. I didn't think that was working. But their guitar riffs were brutal.
And brutal riffs. I get
brutal with this album. Like, I also felt like it had more of that kind of like atmospheric whatever they do.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 also. I think when you're talking atmosphere, I said production is great, meaning the what they were doing with it, going through. Funny enough, I feel like every album of theirs, the drumming is on point. Whoever's drumming, they know exactly what they need from them, and there's no, even the very first one, it's like, it's pretty awesome. Whatever drummers they're using, they're doing a good job.
I think it was the same drummer up through Spiritual Black, whatever, the one before Puritanical.
The one before the Enthroned is before Puritanical.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was the same drummer for the first 4 albums.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I did notice his drumming getting better.
It got better. And I think like, and again on Enthroned, I think this was their first album on Nuclear Blast.
Yes, it was. That's right.
So they got a big push. And that was one thing I said. I said the drums sound better. It's probably a different drummer. It's not. I looked it up. He definitely started using triggers here.
I feel like it's kind of a
It's a thing like in that genre. I think it's something you have to have.
It is, unfortunately. It's one of those things. Look at, fucking band, damn it, Blessed the Sick from Florida. Damn it. Whatever. Black metal, death metal. I feel like triggers are like Suffocation. Triggers are a big thing.
Yep.
That was when they became probably huge around that time. God damn it, what is that fucking band? Fuck.
But also, what else did I write down here? I said because this was the first album where everything's in English.
That's a good point.
That it sounds like a completely different band.
I think Morbid Angel. That's who I was thinking of. Morbid Angel. Yeah, there you go. I did notice with the push of Nuclear Blast, their synths in the orchestra. You're going to notice I'm going to say that a lot in this video. The synths in orchestra is like so prominent in this album. I still gave it a 7 though, but
I gave it a 6.
I wrote the song.
Did we all just do 7s?
I gave it a 6.
You get close enough.
Okay. No, not close enough. It doesn't count.
All right. Tormentor. That song. I don't talk about songs that much. If the style of the album would have been like Tormentor, the song, this album probably would have been a 9. Like, that song was fucking awesome, and it was the thrash element with the black metal, and like that song to me stuck out so much. I was like, man, I wish they would have had a whole album or close like to that. It, just like that. I was like, man, that is so fucking good. I'm guessing we are putting this in the low lawnmower or eh?
Yeah, I would put it either high lawnmower, low yeah.
Well, I believe it's better than Death Cult.
It's definitely better than Death Cult.
So let's do Death Cult.
But I don't think it's better than Puritanical.
Puritanical. Okay.
Which is why it's kind of...
Yeah. Okay. Which, it blows my mind. The first album I got from them is this, and Stormblast was the second one. And I thought Death Cult was a good album. I was like, now I'm listening to it, I'm like, man, it's not that... Not what I guess I'm so deluded with other bands that are more brutal. And I'm like, oh, this is Mickey Mouse shit. Compared to like, when you listen to like Suffocation and Morbid Angel and even Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse to me is way heavier than them.
Oh,
way heavier. And it's just like, when you're listening to Dimmu Borgir, you kind of have to get into the soundscape with them too. Like, it's so... I'm looking at a Romanian castle and Dracula's fucking flying over the head. It's like... It's just like that. He's the best. Okay. Abracadabra? Abrahadabra?
Abrahadabra.
Close enough.
Abracadabra.
Okay. I gave it a 6. I feel like when I listened to that album, I listened to it twice. Actually, I listened to it today. It has its moments, but it's nothing. This is where they plateaued. When this is part of those albums where they kind of plateau to me. I even wrote, it's listenable. It needs to go in lawnmower. I wrote that down, but being with Dimmu Borgir, it's kind of one of those. Professionalism with instruments is bar none, top of the line. They're always good. Maybe it's just me being stale with it.
Probably.
I gave it a 6. I wrote 6 to 7. It was kind of hard for me to say yes or no to that. So
I gave it an arbitrary number. I gave it a 7.5.
Okay. There's that word.
I know you love my vocabulary. Of course, the first thing I wrote was like, "Oh, Satan stuff, shocking."
See?
Let me see, because I know, like, the last 2 songs on the album that they did, the orchestral version of those songs just made them that much more, like, huge.
I did like Dimmu Borgir, the song. I did feel like they kind of had the first song where they didn't use any blast beats, and it was a good like turn. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do? Oh, no blast beats. Wow. Okay.
And then a jewel traced through coal. That one just had a very, like, it was just evil.
It did have a sinister. Yeah.
It was just, and I was like, that's like one of those like final boss songs. You know what I mean? Like,
oh sure, I do. I know exactly what you mean.
It was, and I can't remember if the beginning of this one was it this one where I was like, am I listening to Star Wars? Or there's another one of like the big orchestral thing comes up, and it, in the beginning, it sounds like Star Wars. Like, where's Darth Vader?
Where's Darth Vader when you need him? Yeah.
But
John, what did you think?
I gave it a 4.
Okay.
I thought that the vocals got really weird. I didn't like the choir. I didn't like any of the female vocals. I didn't like the clean vocals.
The female one, I forgot to write that down. You're right. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Like, I appreciate that they were doing kind of something a little different. But I don't think any of it works for a cohesive album.
I'm going for It is. It
has
its moments.
It has its moments, and as an album as a whole,
it's a low. It's not my lowest rating album. No.
Nope.
No, it is. That's my lowest rated album. It is.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, being a 6-7 is not bad. Considering a band, 9 albums.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going with Meh. I remember the names of the groups of the categories. I remembered it this time. I'm like, oh yeah, shredding. Okay, yeah, I remember. You figure I'll put it on a post-it now, but I'm an idiot. So, that goes. I might run this ship, doesn't mean I sail it.
I have not seen Ridley crawl faster than when he's trying to get to my laptop keyboard right now. Suddenly he's like, I can pull. I'm like, no, you can't. Stop it.
The very first one for all Tid. Who the hell's Tid?
I don't know
who that is. Johnny Boy?
I didn't like it.
No. What are you, the horse in Ren and Stimpy? No?
Nope.
Don't like it.
It was very meh to me.
Cinnamon Toast Man, sorry. What did you rate it though? Like a 5?
I gave it a 4.
Wow.
I did not like it. I said half the album sounded like it was recorded on a karaoke machine in my basement. The production was awful. It had a very sloppy demo-ish feel to me, and yeah, I didn't just. It was meh.
What did you think, Shannon?
I loved it.
Okay. What did you give?
Loved it. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
I thought so. You have Dead Night. I thought was an amazing intro. It was super melodic. It had great riffs in it. The synth had that like kind of organ feel to it. It was so atmospheric. Like I love me some Jesus, but I'm like, let's descend to hell together. I'm here for it. Like, let's go. There it is. I don't know.
I also think we got to remember every black metal band is just like the Who was trying to get out of that squeaky clean Rolling Stone, Pink Floyd. Everybody was the same, right?
Sure.
And with Dimmu Borgir, it's like they kind of fell in that black metal pond. The pond everybody drowns in. You know what I mean? And
the mayhems and entombs of the world.
I gave it a 7 for being a debut album. The singing was harsh, but the cleans were great. Like how they did that. I really liked how that was. Because you notice he doesn't sing like he does now. He was trying to be that black metal like every black metal. You know, he kind of fell on it. I wrote the musical direction for the debut was original. Like something about it, it was just like you were saying, how the atmosphere, the guitar work. But the only problem is the drums. I wrote the drums sound like they're trying to maintain to the music, like they were trying to like hold up to what they were doing, and it was kind of the lacking part of the music itself. But for being a debut album, I liked it. I gave it a 7. So we got a 4, we got a 7, we got an 8. So I'm going to guess it's a lawnmower or eh.
I mean, for me, it's a eh. But
Eh. Huh? That's what it is. That's what it is. Now, is it better than Abracadabra? I'm going to say it like that.
You're gonna upset so many people.
Post it down below.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll put it there.
Yeah, is it better than Abra?
Sure. Yeah.
We can say it's ABBA, like the Swedish band ABBA.
ABBA.
ABBA. Oh. Shannon, do you watch Bluey? Do you watch Bluey?
Of course I watch Bluey.
Who's that character?
Which one?
The one that does the hand, the father. Bandit. When he does
Bandit, when he does he's playing the unicorn.
Well, who's that character?
Oh, or do you mean Sean the emu?
Yes. That's Sean. Yes. I haven't watched Bluey in a long time, so okay.
It's unfortunate. It's great.
I know. My daughter's not into it that much anymore.
Well, she's like 8, 7.
Yeah, about to be 8.
Yeah.
So.
Bluey transcends ages.
It does.
I
love the show. I love the show. I think it's great. Okay, Shannon. Oh man. You get Stormblast.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, did you listen to the Stormblast 2005, or was it just the first Stormblast?
I think I did 96.
I
like
listened to the
first one.
remastered. I whatever which one I pulled.
You
You know what? Yeah, I pulled the 2005. That's what I did.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Okay.
Schmells. I bet you that get a free bowl.
He's like, fine. If I can't get your laptop, then I'm gonna take your notes.
Got your notes. Give
Okay.
it back. Stormblast, 1996.
I thought that it was super simple.
Okay.
The guitars were really, really drab. I honestly, so I legitimately wrote down like, I think you could take the guitars out and the album would be the exact same.
Wow. So
Like
I
it would
guess
sound the
you gave it
exact same.
You gave it a 5? 4? 4. This is my favorite album. I gave it a 9. I gave it a 9.
How?
If you listen to
Is it because there's so much drums?
For me, I can't relate the other albums because it's the first one and then this one. So I have to relate it to the even Death Cult. I can't think of those while I'm thinking of this album. Now, I might have been jaded because this is 2005. It is remastered. They did a really good job if the remastering. I didn't listen to the 96 version. So that might skew my number. But I can at least say you listen to the first album to the second one, it's a whole different band.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Totally different. That first and foremost made my number jump up tremendously because I always feel like bands, it's kind of like going from Kill 'Em All to Ride the Lightning. It was night and day. It was just a huge leap in sound and, whatever. And the singing was so much better on this album. So much better. Holy fuck. I wrote the musical was sonic and melodic at the same time. This is my favorite album. I gave it a 9. This is my favorite. This is what I rated all my albums to. Like, this is the bar.
Jam.
Crazy. My jam.
You're crazy, but JM.
I know. I love it.
I gave it a 5.
You loved how much?
I gave it a 5.
Okay.
I said it was better. It was definitely a jump from the wreckage that was the first album.
Now hold on. We're not talking about that album anymore, John. Let it go.
Man, what a car.
I don't know. The blast beats were very repetitive to me. It seemed like it was like that was the only thing that he knew how to do was that one blast beat.
You're right. I kind of looked past that. I don't know why. It just
and I'd say the demon dying vocals are, that's just what it sounds like to me. Just some, but that's what this genre is.
Hold up. Are you two saying this is a dumpster fire? Are you supposed
at the very least it's
Okay.
And I said the piano break song, just that was all piano, just seemed like that was filler and it was weird. And why is it in there?
Why is it in there? Okay. It sounds like you're going with an right? Is this the lowest
Again, this is the 96 version I'm listening to. Now the 2005 version might be different.
Maybe
I don't know.
It's funny. I do have the 96 album, like the CD of Stormblast. I remember picking it up from Best Buy in Central Park. because I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna listen to before Death Cult because Death Cult was the very first one. I was like, man, I want to listen to original stuff. I think the 2005 is the 9 that I'm giving it. If I remember correctly, when I heard this album when I first got it, I was like, I don't like this. I can remember that for some reason. Like I had the album, I was like, I'll never listen to this again. But that was like 2019, like 90, like a 99, 2000 maybe, 2001. But Death Cult came out in 07, right?
Death Cult came out in 03.
So I must have picked up Storm Blast in 04 or 05. It could have been 03. I could have picked it up then. Maybe my 9 is skewed.
I think your 9 is skewed.
I tell you what, when I listened to this is the first album out of the whole group. I listened to it twice because I liked it. This is the only album out of the group I listened to it twice. I was like, man, this is great. I'm gonna listen to it again. And I took actually one of the songs into my gym playlist because I liked it so much. So that's another, from Stormblast. Yeah, I know.
The song Stormblast, or was it something else?
I put Alt Liz Saventen.
Oh, so the opening track.
I put that on my plate. You can make fun of me all you want. I don't give it. I can't say
There's you trying it. Oh man.
Well, again, trying to pronounce Norwegian when you're not Norwegian, that's not good.
Fair.
I forgot to take that class in high school. Norwegian.
Yep.
I guess it's a low end. Oh, were you saying low?
For me, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it is your album, so.
And
but
we all
have
get
not put nothing in shredding yet. Nothing. This is interesting. Okay. So 3 left. All right. Damn. I'm the only one.
I'm gonna take a brief break to take our one fan to a different place.
Okay.
He can't take it anymore.
I can't take it.
He's been stolen from me. It's all good.
Oh.
Thank you, whoever stole.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
He just, yes,
Appreciate you.
he came up to get him. Yeah, because he like, if I put him on the ground to play with his toys, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to be on the bed and either fall off the bed, or go after the keyboard.
In sorte
Diaboli.
So I gave this one an 8.5. I did like this one. It had so when I went from Death Cult to this one, I thought it was another transition in their music. I thought this was a different, it had a really old school vibe to it for me. Something about it had an old school feel to it.
Yeah, there's less symphony in it.
Synths are mixed in correctly with all the instruments. Instead of being this thing you throw on top of the fucking cake, all that synth orchestra, I understand is part of the black metal community, whatever, but it's using it sporadically gives it more of a reason for it to be there, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like your blast beats. When you hear blast beats, you hear the same fucking blast beats. You're like, why are you playing the same fucking thing? That's how I felt like since.
Yeah.
I think this would have been my favorite album if it would have had more thrash elements in it.
Yeah, I said it. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good. I gave it an 8.5. I feel like it was so close to being tied to Stormblast. So
I gave it a
really
7.
enjoyed it.
I gave it a 7 because I was it had like a prog metal, not necessarily like a prog rock feel, but like a more prog metal with like the synthesizers being correctly placed. And as I was again mowing the lawn, listening to this, I was sitting there going, "Where did the symphony go?" And then as soon as I said that, then it was like it showed up, and I was like, "Oh, there it is." Okay.
Or hang on, are you the one that likes the symphonies they do in these albums?
I do. I like the it.
You
To
too.
me,
I can't stand it.
it adds like
A
it's
layer.
almost like another member of the band. It
I
adds
can,
another layer to kind of bring it up a little bit, I guess.
so I can agree with that. It's just sometimes they just don't know how to not do too much. That's the balance of me. Is when
I
you
get that.
like Death Cult was like, here's all the synths, we'll just throw instruments underneath. It's like, no, man. But you gave it a 7.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Shannon?
I gave it 5.
Wow.
I thought it was average. Like it was fine, you know. It just obviously Serpentine Offering is a great song. I thought the riffs were just like really simple, kind of bland. Then they put the Fallen Arises smack in the middle of the album, and I think that was the worst place they could have placed that song because it made it seem like it was filler.
It's
It
kind of
just didn't. It cut the flow
the
of what they
intermission
were doing.
to the other brutality.
No, it didn't work. I didn't think it worked.
Yeah, I was thinking that was about the time where I was like, where did the symphony go? And then when you get the Sinister Awakening, then it's like, there it is again.
So you feel like that song should have been kind of the starting of the album or like the ending of it? Or
I don't know. I think if they put it like right after Serpentine Offering, it probably would have worked. If they put it at the end, I think it would have worked better too. But putting it literally right in the middle, I just don't think it didn't work for me.
So I'm gonna put it probably kind of behind. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it there. Do you feel like it should be in Lawnmower though? Like, it's better in Death Cult to me, but I'll put it behind Enthroned. I'll do behind Enthroned. Sound good?
I mean, that's where I would put it.
Okay. Okay. 2 left. Woo!
Man.
And then we get to John's special announcement. You already know what it is. That's not fair.
I don't know for sure what it is.
Okay, I'll take it.
I have been told that there have been some thoughts about.
Oh.
But it's not official.
Are you doing the switcheroo on us, John?
I mean, we still got 2 albums before I decide.
Well, it was going to be this, but you know what?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Eon? Yanni? Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And that is that.
So, I don't know, this might be a recency thing. This sounds like, to me, it was very cinematic.
Okay.
With all of the symphony all over the place, and with the choir ladies singing and all of that stuff. Having said that, I really liked it.
Okay. What'd you give it?
I gave it an 8.
Okay. Wow. The latest one, you gave it an 8. That's pretty good.
Because it just like again, there's a big epic.
They do know how to make that epic, like stadium epicness.
Yeah, it's just like this could be like any of this could be like in movies. You know what I mean? Like some sort of we're gonna like charge into battle, something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and this is going to be my Dream Theater comparison for you.
Gotta get one in every
the last
show.
song.
The last song, the Rite of Passage sounds
That's
a
right.
lot like Ministry of Lost Souls.
Yes, it
from
does.
Systematic Chaos. He's like, I
It's all
heard
Dream
that.
Theater.
I had to
Comes
go
back.
back because I was listening to it. I actually had to go back a couple times and listen to that section again because I was like,
It's such a good song too. Sorry,
really
Ministry
good.
of Lost Souls is a good song.
It is a good song, but I think that was a good way to end that album as well. Like,
It is.
I agree.
What'd you give it, Shannon?
5 out of 10.
Wow.
I got it. Average. 5 is average. That's my lawnmower. Is 5 out of 10. It's average. It's fine.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
good. It's okay.
Mine's 7s are lawnmowers. I don't know why. 7s. That's interesting.
I thought that the songs were a little disjointed, and they all felt pretty much the same to me. They threw in like kind of all the thing. They were like, it's heavy and it's symphonic, and we go into this kind of poppy rock, and we're gonna do all the things.
Well, I'm not. I don't know what type of mystical powers this show has, but the guitarist of the band for the past 25 years,
he left
a couple days ago.
He left and he went back to his old man's child.
So the guitarist that 25 years ago, 2000, quit the band a couple days ago.
Yep.
I don't know what mystical powers this show has. I'm sorry.
Stuff happens all the time.
It does. It does. Like accept and all that stuff. The Who's the only thing I don't think anything's happened to it.
Well, I mean all that stuff happened like
years ago.
30 years ago.
Yeah. I gave this album a 7. I wrote it had a real evil vibe to it. Like it's just so fucking evil. It's funny you listen to it and you're like, Satan, blah blah blah, but it's just something about it. I was like, oh man, this is dark. This is fucking dark as shit.
Well, that's why I was drawing that cinematic.
But with Shannon, everything's starting to sound the same. It's all blending. Like I'm like, this could have been the last album, and I think when they hit kind of like they had a sporadic in Sorte, they had something there. I think Britannica was the peak for them.
Yeah.
Death Cult's kind of they hit their peak. They did. They're just trying to be more relevant now, and they've been around almost 30 years, and
I think they're still working on a new album.
I saw glimpses of it, like pictures of it. I was like, man, 2018. I was like, God, that's been 6 years, man. They took a long break. I was like, wow. So,
well, there's 8 years. There's 8 years in between it, in between the 2 albums. So
that's right.
They want to do it right.
I think a lot of them have side projects. I think a lot of them.
Well,
do stuff too.
I mean, their drummer is like the Swedish version of Mike Portnoy. He's in like 14 bands.
Yeah, right. I don't know. But where are we putting this?
Where are you putting it, James?
I mean, I did like it.
It's your pick.
I know.
Put it where you want it. Don't give it peer pressure.
Yeah, to you.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm the only peer pressure one here.
You're the biggest peer pressure. You.
I don't think Firefighter's saying it. He's just watching us be idiots.
He's like these guys.
You're welcome.
I mean, I would put it. I would put it in like mid lawnmower.
So, is it better than Death Cult?
I would say yes.
Is it better than Sorte?
It's kind of
now it's interesting.
It's like neck and neck, right? Like they're.
For me, in Sorte's better than.
I would say yeah. It's probably better than that.
Peer pressure? Not any peer pressure. I'm just saying that's how I feel.
Okay. Well, Shannon gets the
Ooh,
last one. Spiritual
you.
dimension, blackness, whatever it is.
Spiritual black dimensions.
Same thing.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked his growling in this album.
Okay.
I thought it was really good. I thought the piano sprinkled in worked really well in this album compared to other. Well, I don't know about compared to others, but piano sprinkles were good. I did think it was a bit synth forward.
Yeah.
And the guitars did get drowned out in places. So
Yeah.
for that reason,
What do you
I
give
give
it?
it a 7 out of 10.
Wow. I could give it I gave it a 7 and re-released, like listening again. I kind of brought it down to about 6.5. Since for me, when that starts to be over everything, it
Yeah.
throws me so off. If you sprinkle it in, it's not so bad, but it's like I always feel like it's kind of like you said, Shannon. You got filler, right? I feel like the synth is a filler to the instruments that should be prominent of the song, and I feel like it covers up like
Instruments
well,
over synth is what
yeah,
you're saying. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I agree. I agree.
Synth is the filling in the cake. You know what I mean? It's like you need to layer it with the right stuff. And going from enthroned to spiritual, it was kind of a down for me because I thought enthroned was good to a point, and then spiritual, I'm like, then botanical, it was kind of like, okay, we came back up. You know what I mean? So I say 6. I'm gonna give it a 6. Final offer 6.
I gave it a 6.5.
Okay.
It was,
We're back to the king class.
It was more of the same of like the Enthroned. I think they found their sound.
Okay.
The
mixture of what they do.
The mixture of everything, and of course the Satan stuff is always there. And
hail Satan and eat a ham sandwich.
And yeah, after this album, there was like lineup changes and people getting fired and stuff. So
yeah, that changes a lot. The dynamics of everything. You know what I mean? It's just.
Yep.
But their next one was better, so maybe it was for the good. Shannon, you get the very last one. Where would you like?
I personally would put it in Lawnmower.
Okay.
Above in Sorte.
Oh, so it's better than
that's where I would put it.
And Sorte. There are a lot of mid-tier stuff in this band. John?
We haven't done our switchy switches.
We get one switch. Where would you like? Is there anything you want to switch?
You know what? Just to stir the pot.
Are you gonna be contrary right now?
I don't know. I'm putting puritanical in shredding.
Whoa! You know what?
I'll allow it.
I'm okay with that. That's
I'll
you know
allow
what?
it.
Yeah, I'm quite okay with that. I did listen to the remaster. It seems like a lot of these I'm listening to are remastered. That might be my numbers are a little skewed. So sorry, that's the way it is.
Hey, no.
Shannon, I'm getting the last one because I was the first.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing here. I'm gonna take album number 1.
Okay.
Take album number 1. I'm gonna move it into yeah.
I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, whatever.
You know me, I'm all about the story and my feelings, my little feels.
Storm Blast, I'm going to put it behind. I'm putting,
this is why you wanted to go last, because you know I changed that shit.
but you wouldn't be able to get your thing. So we all win. If you listen to the remastered, maybe that's my problem. It's really good. I thought, but I did like the first album. I did notice in Final Thoughts, we're gonna have a new section called Final Thoughts. We're gonna get deep here.
Oh, thanks for telling us. No. By the way, during the show, here's the
shallow end.
I need like the more you know symbol from like NBC.
From
Final
NBC,
Thoughts.
with the star going across. Yeah.
Bet you I'm gonna have that. It's one of those bands that they do get lumped in with other black metal bands, like Enthroned,
Yep.
Dark,
Mayhem.
Man, Dark Throne, Enthroned, whatever, Throne this, Throne that. They do get lumped in. I think when they got the vocals right and they kind of threw that synth in, they definitely Cradle of Filth wouldn't be who they are without these guys. That's how I look at it as. Because Cradle of Filth basically almost copied what they did. In some retrospect, if you look at it.
Okay.
I do feel like but they really didn't have a bad album to me. Like it was like everything was very listenable. It was like, oh my god, I need to change this. I didn't have to turn off any track. I did like that.
Again, I skipped that weird piano one in Stormblast. But I did well because I listened to it twice, and so the first time through, I was like, okay. And I was just like, is this still the thing? And I was like, yeah, it's whatever. That's the only one I skipped.
I don't disagree that they're listenable. I mean, I have 2 albums that I put below average.
Yeah.
So, listenable, but I don't think there's anything that's like,
wow.
Like, oh my goodness, you gotta check out this band because. Bleh.
I feel like the first album kind of has that, and Britannica really. Hey, you want Dimmu Borgir? Listen to this album.
Those are the one, yeah.
Stormblast for me is one of those. If you like those two, you can at least get into this one to keep going. I feel like Death Cult is the one that put them on the map. Stormblast put them on the black metal.
On the black metal map, yeah.
Very much. That is a highly regarded album through the black metal community. Like
it really is, yeah. Like that was what made them like over in Europe. That's the album that really took them up. Yep.
Death Cult is international. That's got them to the international, and I think they had to push with.
They got a bigger push with Nuclear Blast.
Very much. It makes a difference, man. Nuclear Blast, man. Shout out Nuclear Blast. They take care of those guys because Monty Connor from Roadrunner is in Nuclear Blast. He brought over a lot of acts with him. A lot. Do you have Oreo cookies?
My son just brought these for me.
I just said Oreo cookies. I thought I knew it.
You know the sound that Oreos make.
That's Oreo cookies.
All right, nerd. Since you brought me one.
I got a 7-year-old. Come on. I know this stuff. All right.
Of course, now he's distracted by all the toys that are littered on the floor of his brothers. But
all the crumble of cookies. Good job, buddy.
Yeah. That's how we do it around here.
Dimmu Borgir, black metal, highly recommended. I think they're a good band.
Yeah, definitely check out the puritanical.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be high on your list.
You know. All right, Johnny boy. It is your turn now.
My turn.
I've told you this. How long have you been thinking about which band you're about to tell us? Like, how many bands were you considering to start with? I'm getting deep in thought in this.
You know what? It was, there were at least five or six.
Okay.
And then it was like, I was like, man, are these on the list? Probably not. This one, probably. This one, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I kept going back and forth and back and forth, and then I just decided, you know what? This is the one. This band is, it's different from what we have done previously.
I'm dying to know. I'm so dying because I know the bands you listen to. We kind of have in groups of like we got our box of what we listen to. We
And
coming through.
It's funny because I haven't really listened. I just came across the other day. I was like, I haven't listened to these guys in a while. I was like, let me just do it. So the band is they.
Do you want one with no filling on it?
Now we're doing, we got the
I'm sorry, we have feelings about the cookies right now. It's a
big feelings about the cookies. It's
He
understandable.
thought about the music. Don't worry about it.
You just. Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right,
Apparently,
John.
we're at the
Are we-
stage in
are we-
our life where if the Oreo doesn't,
If it
break
doesn't break
like it has
correctly,
to be clean cookie with all the filling, or we can't eat the cookie. Apparently.
When you dip it in milk,
Sorry.
it's all the same. They don't dip in milk, do they?
No, not
it all
not
goes.
with
It all
Oreos.
goes to the same place.
I'm so sorry, brother. Your intro was lovely. Keep going.
All right, John.
So the band, they are called Korpiklani.
Yes.
They are a Finnish folk metal band.
Ooh. Okay. Korpiklani.
Korpiklani. Yeah, it's
Korpiklani.
Korpiklani. Yeah, Korp Lani. A lot of their stuff.
RPIKLAANI.
I think I've heard you talk about them, or
I've talked about them. I've probably played a couple songs. So to me, these guys are.
I remember that.
It would be like if Weird Al was like Finnish and in a metal band.
Okay, I'm down for that. Okay.
That's kind of my thoughts on that. But so to me, it's the only way I can describe it is it's fun to listen to.
How do you spell the band?
KOR.
Oh man, I'm way off. Okay.
KORPIK. Yep.
LAANI. Yeah.
Okay, hold on, buddy. Here, try this one.
Huh. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Korpiklani. Okay, I'm looking at them now. I'm trying to put them on the screen. They don't want
to. Now, to be fair, I haven't, like I said, I don't have like all of their stuff down, but
there we go. Korpiklani.
Good job, you did it.
It was one of those. And the funniest thing about this is there is a video on YouTube that I heard these guys that it was somebody had taken clips from the Muppet Show of the Swedish Chef and sped them up, and they sped it up to go with the music. And so it's like, it might still be out there. It's like Swedish Chef Heavy Metal.
I remember that. I do.
And So if you look that up on the YouTube right there, you know, that's how I got like
Into them.
introduced to these guys, and then I just went on the LimeWire back in the early times.
Oh, shh! Don't say that.
Oh, I can't say that.
Don't say that.
I found a bunch of songs. Somehow I found them, and then yeah. So I don't even know what like half the songs I was listening to, what albums they came off of, because again, it's all a lot of that stuff is in Finnish, and I have no idea how to pronounce it either. So
Sweet. I might be.
You'll have to like type it into Google and have it hit the audio button so that you can hear it.
I'm trying to find that video. Wow, they got a lot of albums.
Yeah, they do.
That's impressive, dude. From 2003. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They got 12. Wow. There we go. Okay, so this might be it.
Yep.
Is this one?
That's the one. Of course, I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I can't hear anything either.
They just dance around the whole time?
That's pretty much what he does others. They have other twists in there, but
okay. Wow, Corpacani. Is that how you say it? Corpacani?
Corpaclani. There is an L.
Corpaclani.
Yeah.
Corpaclani. Backwoods Clan.
Mm-hmm.
Finnish. Formerly Shamanu Duo. Or Shaman.
Yeah.
Cool. Dude, this is awesome. Good job, John. Well done.
Hey.
Well done. Talking about your band, Shannon.
Coheed?
Coheed?
I watched a lot of the drummer past couple days. He's been on Drumeo on YouTube, like talking about songs and playing live versions of them to teach the song and like what he does and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Got a small kit, very small, but man, he plays with power. He has weights on his snare drum to keep the snare drum in place because he hits so fucking hard. I was like, wow. I get a little bit more respect. All right. Well, everybody, anything else?
Don't hate on Coheed. They're great. Whatever.
Hey, no one's hating on them over here. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It was something different, and I understand why you like them. I do. I understand. It's understanding.
Because they're amazing.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Everybody have a good night.
Yep.
See you guys.
See ya.